Okay, welcome everyone as we finish the third parak of Kesuvos tonight. And how interesting is it that in tomorrow night's Chok, the parak of Mishna that we're going to be learning is the third parak of Kesuvos. Okay, it's so interesting. And we are learning Mishnah Ches and Mishnah Tes. Sponsored by the Fisher family, Lila Nishmas Basi Bas Rabbat, Shlomo ben Avram Alevi, Perel Bas Ruvain. Also, Lila Nishmas Chaim ben Avram ben Yom Beinish for Lefur Shalem Revel Yomis ben Chayesara, for the Schus of Avram ben Yom Beinish ben Malk Yudis and family, by Yoel Klugman and family, and we'll learn for the Lefur Shalem of Sarah Simcha Bas Murbadi, and for Avigdor Aya ben Rivka, and Meir ben Chayesar. They should have a refuah shalema b'seich shar chayli Yisrael. So Mishnah Ches tells us that we know that an Amma of Riyah can only be sold until she becomes a Nara. Even if she's sold, when she becomes a Nara, she goes free. So surely she can't be sold once she becomes a Nara. On the other hand, the knas for rape or seduction is only when the girl is a nara and not when she's a katana. So therefore, the two are mutually exclusive. Kol makom sheyesh mecher, wherever he could sell her as an amma of riyah, that means she's still a katana, and knas, there would be no penalty for rape or seduction. V'kol makom sheyesh knas, if there's a knas, that means she's already a nara of 12 years old in one day, then ein mecher, she can't be sold. And as the Mishnah clarifies, Kitana, if she's a minor under 12 years in one day, yesh la mecher, she can be sold, ve'ein la knas, there's no penalty for rape or seduction. Nara, if she's 12 years old in one day, yesh la knas, there is a penalty, but ve'ein la mecher, she cannot be sold. Habageres, if she's already 12 and a half in one day, then neither are true. Ein lo loy mecher, she can't of course be sold, v'loy knas, and there's no penalty for rape, because it's only when she's a nara, and not when she's already a baigris. Now Mishnah Tes tells us, we know that moide b'knas potter. If you admit to a penalty, you're potter. So Aimer Pitisi as Bita Ishel Pliny, if he admits that he seduced so-and-so's daughter, Mishalem Baishis Begam, he still has to pay for the humiliation and for her devaluation. Now she's not a virgin, al piatzma, even though he admitted it, because that's mammon. But ve'ein mishalem knas, the penalty of 50 shkalim he doesn't pay, because moide b'knas potter. Similarly, if he says I stole, and if it's a sheep or an ox, he says after I stole it, I slaughtered it and I sold it. So Mishalim es hakeren al piatzma, he pays the principal because that's mammon. But ve'ein mishalim tashlum kefil, he doesn't pay the double portion. If let's say he stole an item like a vacuum cleaner, he doesn't pay double because that's a knas and might be knas potter. V'tashlum yaba v'chamisha, and if he steals a sheep and sells it or slaughters it, he doesn't pay 4 times. And if he steals an ox and sells it and slaughters it, he doesn't pay 5 times because that's a knas. Similarly, Hamish Shari as Pliny, however, Hamish Shari as Pliny, and we'll learn that this is talking about a Shar Amuid, a 3-timer, and he says, my ox killed a person, so that he's chayiv to pay kaifer, or Pliny, or somebody's ox, so he's chayiv to pay, since it's a muad, a nezek shalom. Since this is mamaina, kaifer is mamaina, and so is a nezek shalom of a muad, mamaina, harizem mishalim, he has to pay al piatzmai. But if he says, hey, mishayri avdoi shel Pliny, but if he says my ox killed a servant, an Avid Kanani, where there's a knas of 30 shkalim, so that's a knas, and might be knas potter, so einoi Mishalom al piatzmai. Now, a way to tell if something is a knas, zaklal. Kala mishalim yeser al mashihizik. Whatever you have to pay more than what you damage. So if this evid, let's say, is mukashchin, who is worth nothing, you still have to pay 30 shkalim, so you pay more than what you damage. Ein Mishalem al Piatzma. That identifies it as a penalty, and therefore you don't pay when you confess. The Gemara amends this to be whenever you pay more or less than what you damage, then you don't pay on your own admission, because that shows that it's a penalty, and Moed B'Knas is potter. We want to remind you that we're back at 8 o'clock tomorrow night for the daf, and the Mitzvah Hashem Achok after the daf. We also want to remind you that on YouTube there is already a Va'era share from the COVID era. You can check it out and make sure to subscribe and press like. Also, if you want to sponsor this week's Chumash share on Va'era, 718-916-3100, rmmwsi@aol.com. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful evening.